Today, we're going to learn how to achieve vibrato. Let's get into it. By the end of this video, you will be able to sing with vibrato. That's not the case. This is going to take work, but if you are consistent, I would say within a month's time, you should be able to sing with vibrato. What's up, guys? It is your girl, Lydia Caesar. Welcome to Everything Lydia. And today I want to talk to you about a very special component of being a phenomenal singer, and that is having naturally beautiful vibrato. When you sing songs, do you just have a straight tone? Versus And does the second way seem very challenging for you? If so, this video is for you. This video is for people who have a great singing voice, great tone, great quality, but your notes are just sung with a straight tone. They don't have that color and that depth and that soul that vibrato adds to your vocal performances. If that's the case, let's get into how you can achieve this. Okay, so first let's do some educational homework. Let's get into exactly what vibrato is. Vibrato is a natural oscillation between notes, a rhythmic, quick pitch shift between notes while you sing. Okay, so Lydia, what's this oscillation mean? Because that's a big word and you're starting to confuse me already. Very simple. Oscillation is just a movement between pitches at a regular speed. So it's consistent as opposed to right? It's The speed is consistent, and that's what makes vibrato so special, because it's so quick and the movements are so consistent that you don't even really realize that there's more than one note happening. So the big question is, can you learn vibrato? Since literally by definition, if you look it up, it is a natural oscillation, right? So that makes it seem like it's not something that you can learn, it's something that you have to be born with, but you can learn it. Now, I'm not going to sell you a pipe dream and be one of those people who get on YouTube and say, by the end of this video, you will be able to sing with vibrato. That's not the case. This is going to take work. Just like anything that's worth having is going to take work. It's going to take you practicing and doing the work consistently. But if you are consistent, I would say within a month's time, you should be able to sing with vibrato. Too much of anything is not good. Too much straight tone singing can be very boring and one-dimensional. And too much singing with vibrato on every note can also become very overwhelming. So I think as a vocalist, if you want to take this seriously, it's very important for you to learn how to blend the two so that, like I said, your performances have dynamics and range. And that's how you're able to really convey emotion when you take people in and draw people out. So for me, I never had to learn how to sing with vibrato. I've been singing since I was 5 years old, and every time I sang, it was always, That's just how it's always been for me, right? So when I started to become a vocal coach, I really did a deep dive into vibrato to learn exactly what's going on inside of us, and that's how I'm going to teach you how to achieve it. Let's debunk some myths. Some people will say jaw movement will help you achieve vibrato. And let's be honest, that doesn't produce a very appealing or natural sound. And I think where the confusion lies is when you are naturally singing vibrato, your jaw will sometimes move. You can look at singers like Whitney Houston, one of the greatest of all time, who, like me, has been singing from before she was in the industry, right? From before she started to get trained and become a professional, she was just singing in church. And her jaw would move when she sings, right? So if I were to just sing, if you look closely, my jaw is moving a little bit. The reason why you see some type of jaw movement at times when people use vibrato when they sing is because the laryngeal muscles are actually pulsating when vibrato is happening. Girl, what are the laryngeal muscles? The laryngeal muscles are simply the muscles that are located within your larynx. Your larynx is your voice box. It is right here, And it is the place where your vocal folds reside, and it is what produces sound. If you put your hands right here while you're talking, you will feel a lot of vibration, and that is your larynx working, okay? All of your airflow and effort flows through this area, and this is the area that produces the sound. And when you sing with vibrato, the muscles within your larynx are literally pulsing like a heartbeat. Now, the laryngeal muscles also control the way your vocal folds move, how tense they are when you sing, how long they are, what position that they're in, right? And all of those things change the type of sound that we produce when we're singing. I will do a deep dive video on the larynx, the laryngeal muscles, and all of that. But for now, we just quickly touched on it just so you can get a better understanding for vibrato, okay? So just imagine there's a box. It has your vocal folds in it. The box has muscles inside of them, and the muscles pulsate. And that is what creates that oscillation between notes. I've also seen people tap on the stomach to create vibrato. So, the reason why I don't like that, and listen, some vocal coaches use it because it produces that oscillation, and then the singer may feel the feeling and be able to produce the sound on their own. But for me, that doesn't work because the pulsation is happening here. When I use my vibrato, I feel the pulsation happening in this area. My core area may be on the inside. Internally, it may be moving a little bit, but it's not the main area where I feel motion when I use vibrato, when I sing. So I want us, for my lessons, and this is not to tear down anybody else, what works and produces results works. So if that has worked for you, awesome. But for my teaching technique, I want us to focus here. Now, in my breathing video, I tell my students not to put the focus here, to put the focus here, right? And when it comes to breathing, yes. When you're doing breath work, you want everything to start here. You want the support to be here. If you don't understand what I'm talking about when I say support, watch this video right here and you will learn my ha technique on how to achieve better breathing while singing. So while I want the breath and the fuel to still start down here, when it comes to vibrato, I want you to be relaxed because for everything when it comes to vocals, it's important to relax. So I want you to be relaxed, but I want you to focus on being able to pulsate in this area. Those laryngeal muscles need to be pumping and pulsating. So this is where I want the focus to be. Just for the vibrato, the airflow is going to still come from your core. However, the pulsating takes place here. Okay, so we got some lesson work out of the way, some education out of the way. Let's get into actually trying to achieve vibrato. That is oscillation between notes, right? So I'm going to sing a C with vibrato. What's happening here is a quick fluctuation between C and B. So if I were to speed it up really quickly, it would start to sound like vibrato. So let's learn in reverse. My technique is called reverse vibrato. And this is where you start slow and speed it up. It'll eventually turn into vibrato. What's important for you to do is feel. Everything comes down to feeling when it comes to singing. Yes, there are technical terms. Yes, there is a technicality about it. Yes, things are happening on the inside of your body while you are singing. But in order to produce something that you want vocally, a sound that you want, reach a note that you want, you know, in another lesson, we'll talk about vocal placement, right? What is vocal placement? All of these things come down to a feeling that happens when you sing. So when you're starting out this vibrato lesson and you are going between your C and your B, When you're doing it slow, I want you to feel what those laryngeal muscles are doing. Ah. For me, it feels like a light switch going up and down, up and down. It just feels like a switch being flipped. Like I can feel the pulsating. I can feel the muscle moving some way. I can't see it, but in my mind's eye, I can feel ah. And when I speed it up and just sing naturally, ah, I feel that same thing, but just fast. So what that tells me, and this is my technique, okay? Nobody taught me this. This is just me doing my best to explain to somebody what I'm feeling inside my body when I sing with my natural God-given vibrato. I do believe that everything that we want vocally can be achieved. For some people, it's just easier. Like I look at people who can do these crazy long, complicated vocal runs because I can run. Ah, I can do a vocal run, but there are some people out there like Jasmine Sullivan and Kim Burrell who can run so easily and so insane and so long and so intricate with notes without trying. Like Jasmine Sullivan has been doing that since she was a kid, right? So nobody had to teach her. Everyone's born with a different set of gifts. And maybe your gifting is in straight tone singing, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if you want to add elements to your vocal toolbox, I think that that's perfectly fine. And if you put in the work, you can achieve whatever you'd like to achieve, okay? So start out slow. And gradually speed up. Do this warm up, this practice, this technique all the time. Do it throughout the day. Do it on certain words in songs that you want to add vibrato to. And give yourself time, space, and grace. If you have a keyboard, even play it with your fingers. Just to train your ear, your body to feel the consistency, because what makes it so amazing and beautiful is that it is almost like a machine. There's a consistency there. It's not like which is not nice, right? It doesn't sound good. It's not smooth. The rhythm is all over the place. That is what makes vibrato so special, is that the note flow is like almost like a metronome, how it just goes back and forth in time. That is what happens when the voice rolls forward, the airflow is consistent, you're relaxed, and those laryngeal muscles are just pulsating like a heartbeat, okay? So this is my best way, I feel, to teach you how to achieve vibrato. It is definitely a subject that a lot of people in the vocal world disagree on. They fight over. If you don't have vibrato, you can never achieve it. Like I said, I don't agree with that. I feel that if you put in the work, you can achieve anything that you want. So really focus on ah. You could even feel ah. When you hold your hand here, you can feel those muscles working. And this is not a ah, it's not a ah, it's not a ah, it's not a ah, it's not a ah. It's none of those things. Your body is relaxed, right? And so I want to make sure that you have a relaxed state so that you are using the fuel from your core, and then you can ah. What you're doing is you're training that voice. You're training those laryngeal muscles to know how to pulsate, what it should feel like. And the more you do it, the better you get at it, the more control over it that you can have. You may come across people who say, that's not vibrato what you're doing, that's tremolo, or that's a vocal trill. Listen, what I want to produce for you is something that sounds good. I just broke down what works for me inside my body. I can feel the muscles in my larynx pulsating. And I wanted to try my best to capture that feeling and explain to you how to achieve it. So whatever people want to tell you, it's right or wrong, at the end of the day, after you work on it this way for a month, does it sound good? That's the only question that needs to be answered. As long as you're using good technique and as you are putting out the effort, that you are being relaxed and you're not tightening up your voice and you're not shaking up your jaw and you're using your core, does the end result sound good after using this technique? And that's all that matters, okay? I think if you practice it this way over time, you will develop a natural, relaxed vibrato because it's like you're jump starting, you're triggering those muscles in your larynx. You're not leaning on them, you're not straining on them, you're just moving them, you're just pulsating it ever so slightly. And that is okay if you're using the proper breath support, okay? I hope this helped somebody. I hope you're not walking around like and saying, Miss Caesar taught me, Lydia Caesar, everything Lydia taught me. No, I want you to take your time with this. See if this technique works for you. See if you feel something. See if it resonates. And if it does, brava. If it doesn't, find somebody else's video that may resonate with you. Everyone has different teaching styles. At the end of the day, I want you to be able to get on stage and be your best vocal performer. And I hope that this lesson is the one that has helped you. All right, y'all. If you like this, please share with somebody. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you liked, what you didn't like. I am always down to discuss. If you feel like I'm wrong, if you feel like I'm right, if you feel like this was great, if you feel like it sucked, tell me. I'm open to discuss whatever you want to discuss because I always feel like we can grow and learn from one another in the vocal community. Y'all, have a great day. Go in love and light.